Today on the channel, like a young Tony Danza, we find out truly who's the boss with the Boss Fight Studios, Microman, Lince Dorado, and Nduka.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Boss Fight Studios MLW Wrestling unboxing and review. And today, we got a mixed bag. We got little guys, we got giants, we got all points in between with Microman, Lince Dorado, and Nduka. But for all your boss fight needs across the board, make sure you're hitting up Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10% on all in-stock items, anything over $99. Does ship free, and of course, $7.95 flat rate shipping for everything under $99. Gotta get a deal out there. And Boss Fight, no stranger to action figures. We've had a couple of different waves of a couple different style figures. Now we're back at it with MLW, more main event basic style figures, I guess we would call this one. These figures about $22.99 a piece, so a lot more expensive than the main event style, even more expensive than the elite style in some cases. However, a little smaller run, smaller companies, we understand how that works as well. We also understand how these reviews work, as we're going to take a look at the packaging, we're going to talk about it, we're going to unbox it, we're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. We'll do a lot of comparisons later on in this very video. Two characters here I'm familiar with. One I'm not familiar with, and we'll talk about it a little bit more later on in this video here, but we're going to go littlest to biggest. That's what we're going to do. We're going to start with Microman. Very, very cool. I am here for a little person wrestler. You know me. I like my little figures. I like my big figures. Who are we kidding? I like everybody in between. But Microman, of course, Mexican luchador. Been around for a lot of years. A lot of people know him. Had a little bit of a touch of a run, I guess, of course, in MLW, and that's what this does represent here. But very cool to get a different sized wrestler. It's always fun to get something different from the norm. Kind of feels like back to the Mattel days, getting El Torito, and of course, Hornswoggle, good friend of the channel. Shout out to old Hornswoggle as well. And I should say, Boss Fight, I don't know if they're going to have the MLW line going forward. It does look like our good friends over at Powertown have taken over MLW, and we'll have Galoob-style MLW figures in the future. We'll see what ends up happening with that. We wish Powertown all the luck in that one, because I just don't know if people are going to be forking out money until they see some other stuff in their hands. We've talked about that in the toy news a lot recently, so check out those videos if you want more on that detail. But Microman going to be a fun one to start with right here. I will say I feel a little bit cheated with this one. It is cool. It is different. I understand tooling is tooling. You got to do it. But should he be $22.99 and Nduka, who's 6'8", should he be $22.99? Should they be the same price? I don't know. I don't know. I can't really justify that one here. However, they had to do all the tooling, had to do all the work to get this one. It's just not as much plastic, but I guess they're evening out the line. Lince Dorado, he's supposed to be $22.99. He should be $24.99. He should be $10.99. They're trying to just juggle it all, make it all work, I guess. I don't know. I'm just trying to justify in my own head a little bit here. MLW Fusion up there as well. Boss Fight. You do got Microman looking extra micro right there, and looking even more small in the package here. Just a very fun figure, something we don't get. We don't get a lot of little people wrestlers, as we do know. 8 and up on this one too, I should mention. A little bit of tail of the tape, a little blurb, a little glamour shot, little of that. Little cross sell on the bottom, always a hallmark of an action figure line. You should have some of that going on. Little cross sell down below. Lince Dorado, Nduka, Killer Cross, Jacob Fatu, and Mads Kruger, those three in the premium line. We unboxed every single one of those on the channel, so check those out. Height, 3 feet tall, 3 feet. Weight, 62 pounds. Hometown, Mexico City, Mexico. Beautiful this time of year. Finishing move, Micro de la Muerta, sunset flip. There you go, a little sunset flip. So Microman, looking interesting. Now, I do think he's a little skinnier in plastic form than real form. I'm just saying it. Just saying it. I don't know about that 62 pounds. He looks like he's at least 75 pounds, if you ask me. Major League Wrestling, there it goes. See you later. Goodbye. Microman, looking extra micro, about the size of my thumb. That's what he is. Just a little guy here. Just a little guy. See you later. Goodbye. And Microman out of the package. Looking extra micro. Now, I do also wish they would have given him the pink kind of outfit that they displayed on the card art. He's not displayed in the same colors as the card art. I think that's a miss. Bring those two together is what I would say. But he's got a little bit of a kind of a seafoam green color throughout, down to the tights, the mask, everything else. Obviously, the red and green highlights through there. But a nice head sculpt on here. Got little M's on the side, I guess, for Micro Man. Got the eyes peeking through the mask. A good luchador mask here. We know what's going on. Strings in the back all tied up. Got the little forearm guards here. Got the M's on them for Micro Man once again. And then you get the body down low with some of those same colors going on as well. Articulation on him, arms all the way around for us. Single jointed elbow. You got the side-to-side articulation. He's got a gripping hand that can also double as a fist over here, side to side. This hand, side to side. You got the two fingers, so maybe you can poke you in the eye or something like that. Who knows what he's up to. You do get the dumbbell, all kinds of movement there in the stomach. We're here for that. Those big old Microman splits. He's ready to go. He's ready to do the splits. Leg goes up. Single jointed knee, big old pins in the knee right there. Ankles back and forth, side to side, up and down. The usual articulation for the MLW figures with this one here. So nothing out of the class. These are the more basic style. Of course, premium have more articulation akin to an elite, as we do know. Does he fit on a ringside collectible Mattel stand? What do you know? Microman ready to fit on that stand, ready to take on the world if he needs to. He's ready to go, ready to do some micro things. But I'm going to do some comparisons with him right now. And of course, you got to bring out El Torito and Hornswoggle. These two ready to take it on. We're going to have a three-way battle. I am here for this. So you can see that he could be the smallest wrestling figure of all time. I guess he would be at this point here. So I really do like the looks of this. This is a very fun figure. I'm still not sure about that price point. Something feels weird that they're all the same. But that being said, you don't get stuff like this very often, so it is exciting when that day does come. So I am happy to add Microman to my collection, put him with Torito, and of course, our old friend Hornswoggle. So there it is, Microman coming in extra small. But now we're going to turn our attention to a guy no stranger to action figures, especially the Mattel line, Lince Dorado. Some may say he's lucha lit. I've seen him on the indies by my house quite often over the last couple of years. But looking like a cat, looking good. Lince Dorado, always a good performer. MLW packaging, once again, very similar to Microman, as you can imagine there. 8-and-up on this one as well. Cross-sell down below, glamour shots, all that fun stuff. Let's see what it says about Lince. Height 5'7", 168 pounds, from San Juan, Puerto Rico. Beautiful this time of year, but very bloody wrestling matches, as we know. Finishing move, the old Avalanche Spanish Fly. There it is. And we're going to let old Lince Dorado's packaging fly. See you later. Goodbye. Plastic Prison. There it is. Old Lince, the old cat. See you later. Goodbye. And we got Lince Dorado out of the package. Now, he feels more like these regular main event style boss fight figures. We had Ultimo Dragon. We had Black Taurus in the past. Tyra Valkyrie. We've had a few of them. And he feels kind of along that line there. Now, we'll do some comparisons height-wise here. A lot of people gave the previous boss fight figures a little bit of slack, saying they're just not in scale with elites and jazzwares. And I always say, it's their toy line. They can be in scale with anything they want to be. I think for most collectors, we'd like them all to be in scale, but who's to tell a company what to do? It's up to them. It's their business. They're putting up the money. They can choose for right or wrong what they want to do scale-wise. You could say same thing about Power Town. Old friend Todd McFarlane on the couch. People gave him a hard time. Scaling, it's very interesting. It gets a lot of people fired up, as we do know here. Now, articulation, identical to Microman. So, same articulation on this one here. You do get pinned knees, no pinned elbows because they are single jointed, of course. But you got Lince Dorado in the head looking good. I love that hair on the side like the cat ears up top. Looking like a young Battle Cat back in the day. Maybe somebody can make a custom out of that one. I got the eyes back there. Of course, Lucha Lit in the eyes as well, as we do know. But looking good in the head scan department. I would know this is Lince Dorado just because I'm familiar with his mask. We do got the tattoos on the arms. They are black and white tattoos, even onto the back as well. Ripped up, shredded torso here. Looking very good. You got red forearm guards on him here. And then you got the red pants. A little bit of detail in him here. But, man, he's just all out in red, ready to go. Got the red boots even, looking nice. Hole in the foot as well. He should fit on a ringside collectible stand, as I imagined he would. Got two gripping hands out of the package here that do double up as fisted hands as well. with a good version of Lince Dorado. We've had a lot of colorful gears from Lince over the years from Mattel, and I'm going to grab that right now. There he is. He could maybe be a hair tanner, maybe. I don't know, you guys tell me. But he does seem to be a little bit taller than his Mattel counterpart, and I'll put that guy on a stand as well. One of his Mattel counterparts, if he'll fit on a stand. He's fighting me. There we go. All right, as you can see, these guys, the Mattel does come up a little bit short to this one. So maybe he grew, maybe he didn't. Maybe the scaling's just not quite there. You guys got to vote with your wallet, as we always do say. And I can see out of these three, Lince getting shorted the most. People skipping over it just because they may have the Mattel one back in the day, where these two are both first time in the line, first time characters in the action figure game. So there it is. Old Lucha Lid himself, Lince Dorado. Now we're going to finish the review off with the third, and he is the big man, EJ Nduka, and I am not familiar with his work at all, and I've actually watched some MLW. Maybe I just didn't put two and two together. I've watched a lot of their big battle royals or Royal Rumble type things. I've watched a lot of stuff over the years, going back to the old Terry Funk days in MLW, in all honesty. But somehow he's not on my radar, so I don't know if I just didn't watch the right episodes, and like I said, I don't watch week in, week out here. But he is a big dude, and when this was first announced, I said, oh, there's another cruiserweight guy or something. Just kind of slacking it off like, oh, here's just another guy. Didn't understand this guy was a giant standing 6'8", just like my dad, of course. Dear old dad's 6'8" as well. I love a big character, so we'll do some big figure comparisons later on in this very video here. But we got EJ Nduka. Hopefully I'm saying that name right. Looking very cool in the packaging here. Looking very nice. 8 and up once again. On the back, we've got the tail of the tape. We got all the usual stuff, cross-sell, all that. A heavier figure as well. And I complained about Microman, feeling like we didn't get our money value. Maybe we got too much value on this one. I guess it's all in the eyes of the owner, is what we'll say. Height 6'8", 285 pounds. From Dallas, Texas. Beautiful this time of year. Finishing move, The Verdict, a.k.a. Spinebuster. Okay, they say so. Well, let's get old EJ Nduka out of the package here. And what's he up to these days? Is he going to make a run over to AEW? See you later, goodbye. See you later, goodbye. Is he going to make a run to the NXT, WWE? You never know. A big guy like this, if he can stay in the game, he's probably got a lot of opportunities, I would imagine. We can get him out of the package. See you later, goodbye. And we got EJ Nduka out of the package. And man, he feels like a giant. He kind of gives me Wilt Chamberlain vibes out of Conan is almost how he looks like here. But a very big, beefy figure, and you know me, I love my big figures. Uh-oh, just lost a hand, hopefully not broken, or else I'm going to have an absolute meltdown. Nope, hand came off. So it looks like hands are removable on these. Unfortunately, we don't get any extra hands with them either, so it is what it is. Why is it removable if we don't have extra hands? I don't know, you guys tell me. Now, articulation can be the same as everybody else, so we don't really need to run through that here. Bit of a plain figure here, no shirt on, nothing like that. He does got, of course, black boots, black knee pads. Does got the X on the tights, and then on the back, the Judge Nduka. So EJ Nduka, the Judge. He's like a young General Lee is kind of what he is, I guess, at the end of the day. So looking good, though, everything. He's got the black wrist tape going there, and that is over the top, and it is removable if you want it to be. Big head on him here. You got that big beard going on. You got the braids, or is it dreads up there at the top. Blonde on the tips, giving a little extra personality. But man, oh man, a big, big figure right here. I am here for that. So looks good, feels good, nice and heavy. Definitely a difference from Microman, who's a pretty little dude, all things considered. But EJ Nduka, a big, big dude standing 6'8". But I want to compare him to some of his tall friends is what I want to do right here. And we got the big show here, so you can see that Mattel difference. That seems pretty close, I would say. That isn't too bad of a height difference between these two here. We did get Mads Kruger. We did get him last time in that premium line. And I can't remember how tall he was. Was he 6'5", 6'6"? If that is the case, that would seem about right as well. But man, oh man, this EJ Nduka is a beast of a figure. Always love getting my big wrestling figures. So this is pretty fun to have here, all things considered. I do got a Luchasaurus, of course, the greatest big man in AEW history. You'll never change my mind. Get well soon, Luchasaurus. You're my friend. You're my boy, as we do know. But you can kind of see these two side by side as well. So you can get a little Mattel comparison, Jazzwares comparison across the board for these. And I did bring out an Ultimo Dragon to put next to Lince Dorado as well, so you can kind of see some luchadors next to each other. But a very cool line right here. Price point's a little high, I would say. However, smaller runs. This isn't Mattel Elites or even Jazzwares figures, as we do know. But a lot of characters we haven't got in the past, so I am here for that. Especially the Micro Man. I'm okay paying $22.99 just because I love a little figure, and I think it is different, feels different, looks different, as you can imagine. Just a lot of fun. So really not a bad batch right here. Lince Dorado, a favorite of mine as far as luchadors go over the last few years. There is some fun with this MLW boss fight line, so it might be worth checking out if this is your thing. Obviously not going to be for everybody, I do know that, but an interesting subline right here, no doubt about it. Gonna have a lot of fun with the old Micro Man. But what say you guys and gals out there? What are your thoughts on this MLW line? You dabbling, you all in, you pass so far? Let me know your thoughts on the MLW boss fight line. And while you're at it, what do you think about Galoob style MLW figures? Is anybody clamoring for that? Let me know in the comments down below. And of course, you made it this far, don't forget to thumbs up the video. Always helps the channel's growth, as you know. Subscribe to the Patreon. Tons of content over there every single day. Truly the best way to support the channel. You can also support the channel at PrestanTees.com. Pick up my book, The Complete Guide to the WWE Jakks Classic Superstars series, available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and now on Kindle, if you're after that. SirPaul64 is where you're going to find me on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, and on Instagram. So for a little boss fight MLW action, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.